Each, pronoun or adverb. I am looking at these two sentences. M and W are letters that each have 4 strokes. M and W are letters and each has 4 strokes. It seems that each is an adverb in 1, but a pronoun in 2. Can anyone explain why each is not a pronoun in 1?
In example B, each is the subject of the clause and therefore acts as a pronoun and governs the verb in third person singular. In A, each acts as an apposition to the subject of the relative clause that, even though some authorities, e.g. the OED, still call it a pronoun in this function, the verb in the clause is governed by that and must therefore be a plural form.
Each is a quantifier, a part of speech that wasn't discovered until the 19th century, too late to get into the top 8 list, which was canonized much earlier. Quantifiers are a form of determiner, another POS, and they bind in noun phrases, which means they modify and quantify them. Like most noun modifiers, quantifiers are naturally found before the noun they modify. Like many quantifiers, however, each is subject to a syntactic rule called quantifier shift, aka quantifier float, or Q-float, which moves a quantifier from a prenominal position to an adverbial position. Each of the boys said they would go. Q-float equals, the boys each said they would go. Q-float applies to the quantifier all as well as each, but not to the quantifier every. All the boys said they would go. Q-float equals, the boys all said they would go. Every boy said he would go. Q-float equals, asterisk the boys every said they would go. As to the question, in the first sentence in the question, that each have 4 strokes is a relative clause modifying letters, with that as the subject relative marker, and a Q-floated each. In the second sentence, each has 4 strokes is half of a compound sentence, a main clause with each as its subject. Each, and, again, all, but not every, can act as a pronoun substituting for, in this case, each letter, in the same way this can substitute for this letter.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.